Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel and welcome to a AFK money making video, which I know you guys know straight away from my info what we're going to talk about. Now, it has been a while since we've gone through it, but archaeology is still my favorite way to make some AFK GP. It's not really going to be how I'm going to make the GP this year, because I did quite a lot of archaeology last year, especially with the infinite portals and stuff. It's definitely the skill to jump on if infinite portals are around, and I still need to complete all of these Demonheim sets. However, what archaeology can do is offer you two different forms of ways to make GP. Now, we're going to go and focus today on caches. Now, the reason why caches are very good is because with caches, you can pick out one single material if you can go and focus in on their cache spots. Now, for the purpose of this video, we're going to go to the Warforge and we're going to concentrate on something which I know will be decent in price because it always seems to be slightly high. So, these cache spots are all around the game, and the wiki has a great page on sort of go through all the different spots you can go to. Some are better than others, and as well some materials are higher priced than others as well. Now, just to prove an example of this, I'll go and do these two spots and show you guys just how quick these caches go. Some spots you will struggle with caches because there's just not enough of those cache spots if the materials go quick, but a lot of them are pretty decent. So we've just done clay and rubber. As you can see, both very quick to get. 3.5k for clay, and then rubber is 9.5. So here is the important bit when doing caches. You need to focus on the caches and the materials which are currently high and spiking in price. Now, market watch we do on a weekly basis. Archaeology items are always listed in the price rises because certain collections just seem to spike for whatever reason. Now, some of the best ones I've seen, Stormguard Steel is always very solid. All of the colors as well for the Tetra compasses are always very good. As well, vulcanized rubber is not too bad, but the two which I've always found to be the best are always going to be the ones linked to binding contracts. Now, if you want me to go through this, the ones for binding contracts are going to be Blood of Orcus and also Hellfire Metal. Now, Blood of Orcus is the Alcarid site, the Alcarid Ket, which is here, and then also the Infernal Source is going to be home of the Hellfire Metal. Now, the reason why these are so better is because of the demand on binding contracts. I think at times, binding contracts can spike quite hard, just if there's a PVM update, if there's anything related to them. But binding contracts are used more consistently than any other material as well. But all forms of caches will have purpose at different forms of the year or different forms of time. It all depends on things like updates or when something is in demand, or if a certain sort of collection is going to make profit. Generally, the items will rise because of that as well. But if I was to pick a couple, I would focus on colours, Hellfire Metal, Blood of Orcus, Vulcanized Rubber and Stormguard Steel. They just seem to be the best ones out of the bunch to make money. As you can see here, this is a spot for Hellfire Metal, and this is where you can sometimes struggle with caches. You've only got two spots here, so you can only excavate while there's sort of material here, else you can wait for it to come back. Now, things which make this even more AFK is the auto screener. The auto screener is a fantastic item, and for me is a necessity to most players because it really does make archaeology the absolute AFK king we all know that it is. Not only that, just standard items really, your best Matic. I like the archaeology outfit for the XP buff, but you don't have to use that at all if you do not want to. But as you can see here, the price of Hellfire Metal is 12k, and in no time while we're recording those clips, we got this many Hellfire Metal, which is 150k. Now, if you were to do this AFK while you're like doing other stuff, again, you could be doing this while doing work, it can provide you a decent amount of GP as well. Now, that's caches. So caches are where you're going to focus on one single material and focus on the ones which are currently up in price. Now, before you do anything in terms of caches, as with anything else, you check the margins. Margins and understanding what's up in price and what's not in price can make you so much more money because you're focusing on what's in demand, what's high in price, and what people want as well. Now, there is another form of archaeology where you're going to make money and AFK, and that's actually doing the standard archaeology spots. Now, why I kind of like this for a reason is because you're going to get a couple of things. You're going to get the artifacts to train your archaeology at a later point, but also if you focus on the correct spots, you can make profit because certain spots will have very high yielding materials. Now, some of the best spots to go, the Demonheim spots where you can go and get the sagebrush pieces. Yes, you're going to need a very high level, and similar to here, this is the spear tip spots where you can get lucky at the Bandos and get the Spear of Annihilation. But as you can see here, we've got animal furs, which are currently at a price of 7.7k. The clay, which is just 3.5, and then fossil bone, which I think is cheap as well, 3,000 coins. But you can just see by AFK in this spot, and it's one click until you get the artifact, you are racking up profit and money. Now, if you want to use the archaeology artifacts, you can do. You just will lose out on more. But especially like me, I don't need these artifacts. Yes, I might keep them in the bank for a later time. But for the time being, I'm just going to go and collect these materials and AFK and make the money from the materials anyway. So with this spot as well, vulcanized rubber, admittedly it's a much lower rate than the rest, but that's also very nice to see as well. You can see on the wiki as well, certain spots will make profit. It will sort of state which one it is because the materials for that spot will be so good and so up in price as well. I believe there's a couple of Zami spots, admittedly very high level, where the price is really good per hour because they have the best Zami materials at that spot. So as you can see again, I've just spent literally a minute and that's 120k in materials I've just gathered because I've just sat and AFK'd away. And that's why archaeology is so good, is because if you want to, it can be one click. If you've got a bit more time to focus on the screen, you can focus on caches, it's going to be very good. The wiki has a fantastic guide or sort of price evaluation of which ones are the best ones to focus on. Normally I've run through that because I can show you guys, look, this is the price of this one, this is the price of this one. But it's actually under construction. But once it's fixed and sorted, I'll make sure to put the link in the description and in the comments as well for you guys to check out. But what I would suggest, if you're going to focus on any form of materials, focus on Tetra Compass collections, because those are what people generally focus on as well. Tetra Compasses are what going to bring people profit, extra profit doing archaeology, and a lot of people will just focus on 1 or 2 sets. Me personally, I only ever focus on the Bandos, Sara and Zami sets because I know there are Tetra Compasses. It was good to keep all the items in one go. And because of that, I could make sure that I could also tie in things like my research team to go and collect materials for those 3 collections. However, archaeology is still by far one of the top 3 AFK skills. Yes, the others have got better, but archaeology will always be here. As you can see how quick we made that 150k with these items in the info. It's speed as well. It's going to be the best work AFK. 1 click until you get the archaeology item is amazing. And not only that as well, it branches off into so many different things as well. Like, again, we've gone through the spots and the caches in here. And even like your level 5 spots will make money. And that's just where you're getting the artifacts as well. I know I've focused more on the higher tier one with the Bandos tip here, but I thought it was just the best place for me to go. But you can definitely go and make money at your level 60, 70, 80 spots. Yes, you might need to focus on which ones you're going to do a little bit more, but you will make profit with all of them anyway. However, that's going to wrap up archaeology. Archaeology is by far one of the best ones to do it. If I weren't already 200 mil, and if I didn't already have all these Tetra Compasses in the bank, I would still be doing it for profit. But because I'm not completely maxed out in XP and levels, I still need to focus on that. So that is why I don't do archaeology. If there was an Infinite Porter update coming to the game, I would be straight back at this Ashbush spot, going for some more AFK GP, because it's one of the absolute best ways to make money on my account with how I like to play the game. But let me know about how you like to train archaeology. Are you one of those who don't really enjoy the AFK time? Do you go straight for the artifacts, or do you use one of the best AFK work from home anyway? And also, big shout out to the local chippy who's completed the tier 10 achievements for the competitive 5 Group Ironman. There might be an updated Group Ironman video coming out just to give you guys a little bit of scope of how we're doing and how it's going, because we still play the game anyway. We still play that account. It's making progress, albeit very slow, but it is getting there anyway. However, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what spots you do for archaeology, which materials work best for you, and I'll come back very soon in the next video.